And we back and we live. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, WatchYoMouthReviews. This is your boy James. Where today I'm here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It is not going to happen this video, but that's okay. I'm going to live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her.
I was stuck on mute. Hello, everybody. Hello to Shani. Hello to Kevin Reynolds. I'm happy to be here. Welcome to all of James's new subscribers. Y'all keep subscribing to my friend. It's free, it's simple, and it's just a click of a button. But I hope everyone likes the video if you enjoyed the content that he is providing. And thank you for having me here.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much, you guys. It is not easy coming up here doing this, you guys. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all my subscriber, all 328 of you. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, believing in me. You guys, this means so much. Shout out to my replay gang. Shout out to anybody who's come by way of Shana, Keywan, JB says what, anybody who has come through, any content creators that found me, subscribe to them as well, because they don't have to do what they do, but they do it out of love and trying to get us all to eat, and we appreciate them. But also do me a solid and subscribe to Mrs. Best. Any recaps or reviews that I do not cover on my channel, it's because we cover on her channel. We have Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Rhode Island, 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. We have a slew of shows on her channel as well. Show my girl some love and be sure to tell her that James sent you. Shout out to Shani, who is here. She's always up in here first, usually. You actually watched it, Shani? Go ahead. This episode was whack, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't have, that's why this lady's face is up here. Hey, Kevin Reynolds. Yeah, this lady's face is up here. She's going to be up here the entire time because this episode was like a what the fuck until the very end. Until the very end. Currently driving Hansel.
That I will sit in the bushes. I swear, I really do enjoy you, Kevin Reynolds. I really do enjoy you and your personality, because if there's nothing else I could do, Kevin Reynolds, you can have a good conversation with him. You could disagree with him, but one thing he gonna do is make me laugh. So I will give him that.
Yeah, so let's get into this foolishness. So the episode opens up at Kimmy's brokerage firm. Destiny is supposed to be bringing over a contract to her because I guess, they're listing a property and Destiny's one of the listing agents on it. So she comes over there. She, gives her the contract because Kimmy didn't think she was going to have it. But Destiny said, checkmate, got that contract for your ass. Hold on, y'all. Got to drink some water. Been talking a lot. Ooh, the throat was dry, y'all. Sorry. So as they're talking and, they're catching up and everything, and they talk about Tisha. And I said, Destiny, why you do that? Why you do this? Because Kimmy messy ass is going to run it back to her, but Destiny got to learn the hard way. So she says that, you just never know with Tisha. She can, one day be your friend, and the next day she like, Destiny, I'm mad at you. Kimmy, I'm mad at you. James, I'm mad at you. Mrs. Best, I'm mad at you. She can be mad at the whole entire world. And you just never know with Tisha. And it's a fair experience because Kimmy, you yourself have had some issues with Tisha. So this was very puzzling to me that, you went and told her this mess. But, you got to keep the show going, right? This lady don't make this face for nothing at these Scots. They say some outlandish and do some outlandish shit. But I kind of feel like Destiny was just, kind of venting, and Tisha has done this on camera. We've seen it. So I don't know what the problem is, but, we ain't there yet. But I just feel like, hey, this was supposed to be a business meeting. It ended up turning into a mess session. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about the conversation between Kimmy and Destiny?
All I'm going to say is Destiny's warming up to me slowly, only because of the condition that the cast is in. I actually think Destiny could have been more tolerable with a different cast of people, not on this cast. But all I'm gonna say is this. I'm not surprised by Kimmy and her name being mentioned throughout this episode, because we have to remember that the only reason Kimmy deals with Tisha is because that's her sister-in-law. Didn't she say that to Tisha at one point, or about Tisha? So none of that surprises me.
Yeah, she said it. She said at the reunion. She said one of the reunions, she said that had they not been sister-in-laws, they would not be friends.
Yeah. So off top, that means Kimmy not your friend. Kimmy ain't loyal to Tisha. in the show. Like this whole episode sucked. It was terrible. I was bored most of the episode, just to be left up to be continued. This is why let's keep it a buck. Most people have issues sometimes with their in-laws, whether it's mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. So I wish Kimmy was standing it, but again, Kimmy's a pick-me. She's wishy-washy. She's all over the place. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Destiny ended up working with Kimmy. I'm like, you've been in real estate 15 years, and y'all claim the real estate community in Huntsville is small, but nobody knew that Destiny's
Oh no, it's not. It's not 15 years. You got to add a couple more years to that, Mrs. Best. It's 19 years, according to what she told me.
Excuse the hell out of me. So 19 years in your small real estate community that y'all claim you all know of each other in, and none of these people knew that Destiny did real estate. She just so happened to be the listing agent. Okay.
Because that was my reaction. That's why I said at the end of the episode, let me explain something. I wasn't mad at Tisha for some of that shit. I wasn't, because I'm like, well, wait a minute now, Destiny. Hold the fuck up a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's move on. So the next thing we have is our, my favorite couple on here. We have Ken and Will meeting up. They're talking about, Ken's latest update. So Ken took his ass because he invited Will to come along with them. But Will, I guess, met him there or whatever, however this situation happened. But apparently Kim was talking to this lady. She's, a traveling nurse, and it was her birthday. And so when Will got there, he was shocked because he didn't mention none of this. He thought him and Trish was just going somewhere. So when he saw, Ken kind of booed up with this lady, he was like, wait a minute, when this happened? And, Ken was like, man, she different from Trish, she's soft. She reminds me I'm a good man, and she here for me, and I like her a lot. I do, and I gotta, Trish knew about it. Yeah, we talked about it, and the problem with Trish is nothing triggers her. Nothing, pokes at her. I'm telling her about this woman, and she just taking it like, yeah, she still ain't with me, but she, I don't want to go home and all this, and I'm just like, Ken, y'all not gonna worry me about this storyline with Trish. The reason why Trish does not have a response to most shit is because Trish is one of those people that bottle shit up until the cap cannot close anymore, and then it explodes. She's one of those reactors. I always say those reactors are the most dangerous reactors of the world. They really are, when you just bottle shit up and then wait till you explode. Cry that shit out and let it go and let loose. But am I surprised that Ken went to Nashville to go be with some lady? No, I'm not surprised about that at all. Would I be surprised that, this lady is a single mom of 4 kids? No, I would not be surprised, because that seems to be his MO. I would be surprised, actually, if the lady didn't have kids at all. I would be surprised about that more so than I would be surprised about him. But I didn't care about him meeting up with some lady. We know in today's time they're not together, so who gives a fuck? But Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Will and Ken's conversation?
It looked like a date. I'm not even being funny. It looked like a date. Hi, JB. Good morning.
Hi, JB.
It looked like a date. It did look like a date. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I was like, this is a little weird. 2 grown men, big as hell, buff at a small table, giggling together over food, discussing. Like, it gave. Kevin is right. It did give DL vibes.
They always, I tell you, that's why I said they're my favorite couple on here. Because I'm telling you, it gives, if I did not know, y'all, if I watched Love and Marriage Huntsville from the beginning. If I had never seen this show, I would have thought they were a couple. I would have thought that from the moment I saw this show. So
it was weird. I don't like that Ken is getting so much camera time. I feel like even though Ken came on the show by way of being with Trisha has the deeper and better and more intricate storyline. I don't think anybody watching the show cares to see Ken trying to date. I'm not saying that Ken is not likable, but I don't think he has star factor for reality TV at all, in my opinion. So like, to get a scene with Ken and his friend, it just felt forced. Like, he's here because he's with a lady who was married. Like, call a spade a spade. Carlos don't give a fuck about love or marriage. He wanted to show that Trisha's marriage was messed up and she had a buff boyfriend. But if they're not gonna be together, I don't want to see Ken on the show. Shouldn't he be in his truck? He's the most available truck driver I ever seen. So I don't know. Ken can go.
He sure can. Like I just feel like this episode confirms Kim really is a problem. Hence, Trish is still trash. Yep, absolutely. At
Ken
this point,
being a problem was confirmed when he was okay with dating a woman that was married, and then upset at the interactions with the baby daddy. Like he been not shit. Been that move like
and the problem is she's still married at this time of this episode with her husband. So it's like she's still married. She still ain't left this man. What don't you see? So now she divorced and you leave her too. It's like, did you just want to be with her because she was married? Like it was just weird. He's a weird dude. He's a weirdo. He just is. At this point, Trish services as a cast member are no longer needed. Ken can date the women, and he really wants to be on the show. Trish is just jittery on camera. She's not for TV. She's not. She's not for TV. But like I said, if y'all don't think Trish ain't got no slides somewhere, y'all crazy if y'all think that Trish is just at home twiddling her thumbs. As much as Ken is out there, hating on and dating women, Trish is out there too. She outside, trust me. Yeah. Ken is not cute to me. No, he's not. Not at all. I think he does cute shit. Does that count? He does very cute shit, but no, he's not cute himself. Yeah. Girls, damn, she breaking the Shanny breaking it down from head to toe. Are they into fitness? Who's into fitness? JB, what you talking about?
maybe Ken, or what the women he was talking about. He said, "What is cutish?"
Well, I would say he does cute shit. He take care of the household. He buy cars. He pay the bills. He buy dinner. He cook the food. He does cute shit. He just ain't cute himself. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what There's people who do cute shit but ain't cute themselves. Y'all ain't never heard of that. Let me break that down for y'all.
But Ken is into fitness. He actually a little too into fitness. Somebody needs to test him for the roids.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna work with the nurse chick because she don't need Ken to pay the bills. He's not gonna have nothing to hold over her head. Yeah. Let me see. He pop up on my TL, but I don't watch this show anymore.
Because you have sense and good discernment. This show, I think, is surviving. No shade. My friends, a lot of their moms and aunts and stuff like this show, all of them are over 60. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But it's very rare that I see people that like enjoy Love and Marriage Huntsville under 50. Very rare.
I'm only doing this for y'all. Y'all, the views I get on this show outseed every show that I have on my channel. So
what you got to add some more shows because you don't know if you could get more views without adding more.
When I get a job that doesn't require me to work 60 hours a week, then I will definitely do that. But now that I'm back at work, I'm glad I did not do this in my off season. Because imagine I could barely keep up with these shows. Imagine me having to add 5 to 10 shows a week. I don't see how you do it. I'm about to scream now doing these 3 little shows.
I make a schedule literally every Saturday night before I go to bed. I literally put a calendar on my phone. The schedule I post, that the shit ain't just for y'all. That's for me too. I have to make a schedule. And then I think when you opt in the pre-records, it helps a little bit because it saves time.
Yeah, I think I might start doing that. Pacina Rule says, I think some people still watch the show because they have emotional attachments to some people in the cast. Oh, absolutely. The people I have the emotional attachments to are now gone from the show. That is Melody, that is Tiffany, and that is Lewis. I don't have any attachment to anybody else. So I'm just doing this for y'all. This is for y'all. So we are moving on along, y'all. So the next scene we have is a scene with not Destiny. I'm skipping ahead. We have a scene with Tisha and Marsau. They go out golfing. They're talking about their oldest son. He's going off to college, and so they only have the little baby girls. And she says that she's in a weird spot with Destiny. She doesn't know now that her and Nell are, kind of cordial now, she doesn't know why her and Destiny have not gotten back to the relationship. And then Marsau told her, well, if you call somebody, if you say you're going to put a hoe in the unknown box, how is she supposed to respond to you? Like, make that make sense, Tisha. You put her in the box. So, of course, she's not going to want to, take you back fully. She's going to be questioning and apprehensive about you, which that's anybody. Tisha, to me, just be, slow and just be, she thinks it so illogically. Like, yes, she's talking to you about Kim. She's talking to you and telling Kimmy her experiences because she doesn't know how to, move with you because you move funny. It was the same shit that Melody was complaining to you about. It's the same shit, y'all. This is the same shit that Melody complained about Tisha. Tisha hold on to shit. She, when it's convenient or when Mad Day happens, she start bringing up old shit that y'all have gotten past. So I understand where Destiny is coming from. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm on Destiny's side because I understand exactly what she's saying. You don't know which way Tisha gonna move. And so Marsau then brings up the whole Chris thing, that Chris said that, he doesn't owe Marsau anything. He don't know why he bringing up this whole license situation. And Tisha said, yeah, why are you bringing it up? That's Chris's business. I ain't got nothing to do with you. So try to turn the tables on Marsau. I was like, you guys are just whacking so silly. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about that scene?
I don't like
Okay.
Tisha. I watched an interview online with Destiny, and something Destiny said that I'd agreed with Tisha is Tisha will do anything for the show. I think that's why a lot of time her moments where she's upset don't make sense, or she'll say stuff and then renege and go back on it. I think Tisha's just doing whatever she can to stay on the show, if we're being honest. I'm so tired of this woman. Like, I'm so tired of her. I don't even know what to say because I have nothing nice. I just okay.
I mean, listen,
that's my response now to anything Tisha say and do going forward on this show. I'm just okay, Tisha. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Like people who are this way, you can't waste the energy on. But I'm also fighting for my life to stay in these Love and Marriage Huntsville reviews. Y'all know last season I was gonna be done with it, but okay, Tisha.
That's why
my face right now.
This is my face this entire episode, because I was just like, what in the hell am I watching? This episode was so whack and stupid. Like, Lord, y'all really want me to do this show?
This show has been dead. This show should have ended, in my opinion, after Mel and Martell divorced. They should have ended the show and maybe came back with a reboot with some of the cast and called it something different. They have been trying to make something dead come back to life. They have been trying to make fetch happen. It is not working.
Yes.
It's not working. I just can't. Also, Bell Collective is on a break until June 5th. Why?
Don't remind me, because I forgot about that. Now you just reminded me. Now my attitude.
Yeah, because I just remembered it. And I was like, oh, so that's our last Bell Collective OG review until June.
Yeah. JB says, what child the hell with I couldn't stand any of them but Kimmy, so it was easy to say bye. Kimmy lost me with that whole it was two things she lost me with: this whole Maurice situation, and then her beef with Melody. That's when she lost me, because I was like, you lost your mind.
Yeah, Kimmy's a pick me.
Yeah, pick me, very much so. Okay, they're back from Detroit, and Tisha is acting back to hating on Destiny. She wasn't back on that. She was hating Destiny in Detroit as well. She absolutely was. She just couldn't show that because that wasn't the forum. You can't show somebody that you hating on them when they trying to meet up with family members they ain't never met before. You can't do that. So no, she was always, she tucked it in the back of her neck. And then when she came back to it, now she's back on that train. That's all that was. Leave me alone, Kevin Reynolds. Leave me alone, Kevin Reynolds. Y'all know I love Tiffany. Y'all know she was my favorite. They didn't do Tiffany right. I'm going to say it again. Tiffany was messy as hell. She was messier than I could ever see somebody being messy, very Karen-ish. But with all that being said, Melody knew what she was doing by bringing her friend of 10 plus years on the show, because she knew Tiffany was going to get the party started. And that's exactly what she did. I'm not mad at Tiffany. I'm just not. Tisha is not emotionally intelligent. Period. No, she's not. She's really weird. But being raised by Wanda, you can expect that. That lady face on the screen second, but that's my face the entire. Listen, this lady does not know what she was doing. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all never had a moment where you try to be professional at work and somebody do some shit and you get out of character and you like, I know this motherfucker didn't. That's this lady. When Maurice said that I was told that she could sit down more than I could stand up. When Maurice said that shit, this lady made that face. I was like, lady, you're not supposed to do that. But hell, the professional had to go out the window for 2 seconds. Cause she said, oh no, who told you that? I'm forever keeping this. This lady is gold. I'm mad she ain't came back. I'm so mad she has not come back this season. Where is this lady at, Carlos? Why did she not come back to this show? Was this their last session? What the fuck happened? I missed this lady and I don't even know her. This lady, yes, she is my favorite. Going for conversations between the ladies in the cast are going to veer between fake and beefs and fake reconciliations. Oh, absolutely, Pacino rules. Absolutely, absolutely. I barely watch the show and a half the time. I'm telling you to take your time so I can watch it. Only come back here to crack jokes with y'all. Yeah, absolutely. What did you love about Tiffany besides her being messy? That's the only thing I liked about her. That was the only.
That shows how bad this show is, because if
Yes,
the only thing you like about somebody is them being messy, and her way of doing it was tasteless, tactless, desperate, and took away from the authenticity of a show, then the show's not that fucking great.
exactly
Why
my point.
does one person have to come in and do this? And it's kind of a disadvantage to the people on the show. Like, get rid of the ones who suck, keep the ones who work, reboot it, figure it out, but they have to do something. But Tiffany
Let,
was annoying as hell.
she was. Not, let me explain something to y'all. Tiffany was every bit of a Karen, every bit of the, half breed that has the white mama, everything, all those stereotypes, all those rules, Tiffany applied to Tiffany fully. But the fact that the Scots never wanted to talk about their story, never gave nothing, never did nothing, and put everything on Melody and Martell's back, and the fact that Mel said, aha, I got something for that ass. I'm finna bring my friend of 10 years on the show, who I know is messy as fuck, who I know is finna get some shit started. I'm not mad at Melody for doing it, and I'm not mad at Tiffany. It was the only thing that kept me interested, because when Tiffany brought up that their son was vaping in the bathroom and getting in trouble at school, and like, but y'all want to act all prim and proper and like ain't shit touching y'all. Oh, that got them activated. I wasn't mad at Tiffany for that. I wasn't mad at Tiffany for asking Sheree. So how do you feel about, Martell still having feelings for that ex-wife and, talking about he still will be with her and shit? How do you feel about that? You know, how you feel about him being with that baby mama
But
still?
Tiffany pulled that, getting in everybody else's business, asking questions that were uncouth and rude, and then ran off the show crying at the fan response. If you're
Yeah.
gonna be that messy, have thicker skin. Other than that, go back to whatever pit you crawled out of, bitch. That's how I
I
feel.
I agree with that. I wish she was strong enough to say, yes, I'm messy and I don't give a fuck. I'm telling everybody this. I wish, but that ain't the kind of black woman she is. That's what I'm saying. So I said, the problems that I had with Tiffany is that she ran and that she realistically let the fans of the show just ruin her when you were doing what you were supposed to do, which is get the shit started. Because other than that, we didn't have a fucking show without you and Lewis. We really didn't. So yes, that's what I loved about Tiffany. Um, this season is clearly evident now that Mel is gone that those remaining cast members are coming for. Yeah, because they have nothing else to do. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. I'm saying without Melody, the show went to hell. Without Melody and Tiffany, the show went to hell. It really did. Now they ain't got no problems with beefing with each other now. Come on now. This is crazy. Tiffany was very good at being messy, but it almost wrecked her marriage. The Scott brothers always ganged up to humiliate Big Lou. Yes, it did. And that's why they got off the show. And I'm mad that, that happened to her like that, and that Big Lou had to take the fall for that. Because I liked Big Lou. Big Lou was definitely my kind of guy. But the problem that I have with this whole situation is that the Scots did gang up on her, but they didn't want to gang up on him. Because Big Lou, like he was about it, was gonna whoop that ass. That's why they didn't do that. It wasn't hell for me with Mel. Just in my okay, you know, a lot of people felt the way you did. A lot of people don't.
That's
Yeah,
why the show has lower ratings. I think the show has been it's a bad show at this point. I think what happened is this show got popular during COVID when nothing else was on television. And of course, when people watch shows, they get invested in storylines and don't want to stop. At least that's how I am sometimes with stuff. But I do agree with JB. I think a lot of people agree with JB. When Melody left the show, it definitely pushed it a little deeper into the ground, but it was already in the depths of hell and a bad show ever since. Honestly, after season 2, the show went to shit. That's my opinion. But
okay.
it's on television for a reason because obviously people still like and watch the show, but then based on some of the fan response, like sometimes everybody be wrong on the show and I be looking at the fans' responses, siding with people, and I'm just like, eh.
That's you know, JB. That was one of the reasons why it was her and then Martell's fans. That's the reason why I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
do this show, and I was very clear about that. I'm trusting my best friend, and I always trust her to say it's going to be okay. So that's why I did it, and I'm still here. But that was one of the reasons why I did not want to do the show because her
He did
fans
not want
and
to deal with
Martell's fans.
Martell's fans at all. It took me
No,
almost like it took James was doing YouTube for at least almost a year, and I was trying to convince him consistently to do this show. I'm like, the shows you should cover are the ones that you enjoy watching and talk about, which he always enjoyed watching and talking about it. So why not? But he didn't want to do it. He would say to me, Amina, no, because the Martell fans are too much. Loving Huntsville marriage fans, they be too invested. But that's good because if they're invested, they're watching you, boo. But that don't mean the show ain't in hell. But you know, it's good for your channel. Fuck it.
yeah, that is good for my channel. But y'all, so let's go ahead and move on because I got to get through this shit. So Destiny and Nell meet up. I guess they're getting pedicures or some shit like that. And they're talking, you know, about a lot of different things. You know, it had got back to Destiny that Kimmy told Tisha about their conversation. So she knows that she has to deal with Tisha. She has an open house coming up. So she's going to invite Tisha a little early so they can, you know, talk and try to see if they can get some resolve. Um, Nell brings up the whole situation with um, Fletcher and Marsau, how they had a recent run in, and that she is hoping since her and Tisha made up because they had met up and it was a good situation. And Destiny says, see, I love that. I'm proud of y'all. I was always advocating that for y'all to get on it because it seemed like it was just one big misunderstanding. But she said that with Fletcher and Marsau now being at odds, she's hoping that that doesn't run in with her and Tisha. And I don't think that it will necessarily, even though Tisha is one of those that when Marsau fall out with somebody, she fall out with them too. I don't think this situation calls for that. I don't, just because it's a very different situation. They're not beefing over something they lost. They were beefing because Marsau wanted to be messy. That's all that shit was. But when they're having this conversation, Destiny hit the nail on the head that Nell always takes on other people's problems. And that's why she's always in the headspace that she's in and always seems like she's exhausted and tired of people. And I said, Destiny, you're absolutely correct. But the problem is that Nell is one of those people that she's going to continue to give and complain, but still continue to give. She does that with her children. She does that with her husband. She does that with her friends. She did that with Melody when Melody was on the show. I just feel like Nell's a glutton for punishment. She reminds me a lot of Heather Gay. She really does. She reminds me a lot of Heather Gay. When you can go into someone's face and call somebody an inbred and they still want to be your friend, something is wrong with you. And I feel like Nell is that exact same way. You could call Nell all kind of scums of the earth. She's still gonna want to be your friend, and she's still gonna be one that glutton for punishment. So when it comes to people like that, I don't be feeling bad for them in these situations. I don't. So I hope Nell gets it together. I do, but for the most part, I don't feel like she will. Mrs. West, how do you feel about the conversation between Destiny and Nell?
Um, hmm. I I don't really care to comment. Nell's starting to get on my nerves a little bit. So, you know, I'll let them have their conversation. I don't really have much to add. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
No, you all right. Because I tell you, this episode was boring as hell. So no,
Yeah.
you're good.
Like I don't have nothing bad to say, but I also don't have anything good to say. It was just kind of like a scene in the show that I was forced to watch.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. So, I don't know what today's time is for Martell and his fans, but back then, like when I wanted to, like when I first started my channel, this was when him and Melody were going back and forth a lot of the time. And a lot of people were blaming her for why the marriage failed, even though Martell cheated and had a baby and shit. People were still trying to put the brunt of it on Melody. I remember Color Me Pink. I remember Bondi having issues with people that were trying to blame Melody, and they always saying that it's always two people like Martell, it's not just him. I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to deal with people telling me that the obvious is not obvious. Like I didn't want to deal with that. So that was my reason. And a lot of women did defend him a lot when it came to the demise of that marriage and said it was all Melody's fault. Even though he said Melody didn't give him no head and that's why he wanted to leave the marriage. That shit was crazy. Hold on. But yeah, that's all. Yeah. So that's the reason why I didn't want to deal with the people because I did not agree with it not being his fault. It was very much so his fault. I know you don't like Nell Kevin Reynolds. You give us hell about this. Every time I have grace for Nell, you give me hell about it. We know. So we're gonna move on to do you want to talk about the scene with Martell and his I'm not Martell. Marsau and his daughter?
The only thing that we need to say about that scene is that it wasn't needed.
I'm gonna say this, Marsau, because this is the thing. Now you want to have gender roles. Now you want to say that there's no gender roles in your house, but you was very keen on when we first met you about Tisha not working, stay home with the kids while you go out there and make the money. Now you want your daughter to mow lawns and shit.
These people are disingenuous, and as Destiny said in her interview, they are doing whatever they can to stay on the show. Because I have a feeling that if the Scotts on either end leaves Love and Marriage Huntsville, how will the Scotts that are Marsau and Tisha finish that house and all of his projects? And for Maurice and Kimmy, I do feel like they'd be okay, but the Scotts kind of need to do whatever they can to stay relevant on the show. Like the way Tisha acted, and then that scene with Marsau and his daughter, I was like, okay, they're just trying to be relevant. Like they're never going to give the power dynamic or power couple of this franchise. They are not even respected as a couple, probably by anybody other than their kids. Like we don't really know anything about them, so I don't want them to start suddenly trying to act open. And I personally think it's inappropriate to be talking to your daughter about gender roles, especially if mom's been wanting me to get rid of this. So that's been going on. Like we hardly get to see them in their household because they show up everywhere separately, or Tisha running out of somewhere upset. So waste of time.
You thought she resembled Wanda? I don't think she resembles Wanda to me. She definitely looks like Tisha, but I see Marsau and her a little bit too. I see them both. I think she's a good mix of them both. I do. She's very pretty. She's gonna be a problem in college. She really is. But because them boys gonna be all over her. I'm just saying. But I don't think she looks like Wanda to me. I don't. Tisha for one season from not rocking with you, Tisha, because once she has solidified her place on the show, she's gonna realize how much of a dim with. I think Tisha beef is so hard to end because she know Destiny is her only friend. Can we only rock with you because you're married to the brothers and they'll don't rock with you? She was okay, so I don't know. I don't think she resembles Wanda to me. I don't. I don't think she resembles Wanda at all.
She
I don't.
doesn't. But to add to Shani's comment, you are entirely correct, Shani, about that. I don't think Tisha realizes that. Her
Yeah.
sister-in-law don't fuck with her. Nobody else on the show does. And Nell don't like her. So she don't have any allies, and I feel like that's why she's gonna crash out over and over this season.
Thank you, Pacina Rules, because I thought this as well. I thought for sure this was, But hey, Marsau's one of the people you can't, all you have to take it with a grain of salt sometimes.
The
She was
Scots
on.
are trying to keep their place on the show. That's why I say it's not even worth the fucking discussion, because the whole scene is disingenuous. You spent 11, 10 seasons not wanting to show your kids doing stuff, not knowing their allergies, wanting to look and have those gender roles and stuff situated. Now suddenly, now that people are talking about how bad this show is in mass droves, now suddenly you want to show your kid and be okay with that and be softer. Like, the Scots need to go. They are
You
what's
know
wrong
what?
with
Now
this
that
show.
I'm looking at her, because y'all keep saying she look like Marsau, y'all keep saying she look like. You know who she actually looks like? And I'm not trying to be funny. She actually looks like Kiki. Now that
Let
I'm
me move
looking
on
at
from the
her.
Scots, because I'm like, the fact that we still going, I have stuff to do today, and we still talking about the Scots, and he had a nothing scene.
Yes. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna move on to the last scene, which is Destiny and Tisha. So Destiny has this showing, and Tisha walks in. The house is beautiful. And she goes, "Oh my God, well, congratulations on your first showing." And well, she goes, "Well, this is not my first showing. I've been a realtor for 19 years." And she goes, "Oh, I didn't know." And in Tisha's defense, she said, "Well, I didn't know Destiny always lists houses. She doesn't have her picture on the board for the for sale sign. Her name is nowhere on this. So I didn't know that this wasn't her first showing, but okay." So they're talking, and Tisha brings up the whole situation with her reaching out, or her talking to Kimmy behind her back. Now, in Destiny's defense, Destiny didn't say anything that was crazy. She didn't call Tisha no B word. She didn't say she stank. She didn't say none of that. She just said that, you know, you don't know which direction she's going to go in. And then this is where Destiny lost to be like, "You called me a hoe," and all this, and that was very hurtful. And I said, "Destiny, why are you making me side with Tisha at this part of the argument?" She didn't call it, she was using it as an adjective of being funny. It was like a metaphor almost. It was like, it wasn't, she was directly calling you that. We all know that she was not trying to intentionally call you no hoe. But okay, Destiny, you didn't have nothing. You should have just stood firm on what you said. I didn't say nothing about you. All I said was, you go wherever the wind blow. I don't know what I'm gonna get from you day to day because you've been funny style lately.
I actually feel opposite. I
Mm-hmm.
actually feel extremely opposite. Don't even play with me like that if you're my friend. If we like, especially if we know that we have a frenemy type of situation going on, don't make jokes like that about me, especially when you're responding condescendingly, which she was.
Mm-hmm.
So Destiny was right to bring that up, because Tisha be trying to act like she's just the victim all the time, and like she don't be doing stuff to other people as well when she does. I think she's just not used to people actually calling her out on her BS.
No, she's used to it. The problem is that she wants people to, she wants, it's like a tit for tat type situation, even though there was no tit. It's like, okay, you just feeling away does not mean I did something wrong. I think that that's where, in my mind, this is where I feel like Tisha misconstrued what that trip was supposed to be about and how Destiny was moving, because Destiny was trying to be fair to everybody, and that's not what Tisha wanted. And I think that that's what the problem is. I think the problem is that if I don't like somebody and I'm Tisha's friend, then Tisha can't like that person either. Like, I think that that's how Tisha moves. It's very high schoolish. It's very like, you need to grow up, because everybody should be able to coexist with everybody unless they did something very detrimental to that person. Like a hearsay rumor, I'm not gonna get mad about. Something that I'm not gonna get mad about. You calling me fake, I'm not gonna get mad about that. But if you say, my mama busted, I'm gonna get mad about that. If you say something like something that's detrimental, I'm going to get mad about that. But I'm not gonna get mad over a little hee hee and ha ha rumor. That's not me. But Tisha, on the other hand, she gets mad at everything and holds on to it. And the moment you step out of left field and say, "Well, I like her, I'm gonna be friends with her too," oh, you didn't cross the lines in all bounds. And that's childish as hell.
And it's also not just childish, it ruins a show. That's why
It
this lady
does.
needs to go, because the show cannot move. People cannot resolve issues. New friendships cannot grow if people are always feeling like they have to draw a line in the sand and choose which side they want to be on. Tisha's literally ruining the show.
She is. She is. And there's the thing about it is that Tisha felt like what Destiny did was shady. Going up to Kimmy and talking about that's shady. And she's saying that Destiny's mad because she caught her in the shade. She didn't think that Kimmy was going to come back and tell her. And I said, oh, Tisha. Oh, Tisha.
Wait till Tisha watches back the scene and sees that Kimmy was laughing with her just like Destiny was. I want to see you at the reunion. Keep the same energy that you gave to Destiny and give that shit to Kimmy. If you don't, Tisha, then shut the fuck up, put your cigarette out, and go do something.
Exactly. But Tisha gets mad. She goes, I'm leaving. And just like, don't leave, Tisha. No, let's talk about this. Like, don't walk away. She goes, no, I'll walk away. You gonna talk about me behind my back? I'm like, what the fuck do you think you're gonna talk about me? Oh, I'm leaving. I ain't got nothing to say to you. I'm done. I'm done with the situation. And so Tisha walks out. Destiny tries to pull her in. And, it was very much Dr. Simone, Dr. Heavenly, where Tisha reached back her hand and she goes, Destiny, I was your friend. Off camera, I supported you. When your mugshot came out, I didn't say shit about it. I was there supporting you and all this and that. How dare you come and talk about me behind my back like this? She get her little black Mercedes and drive off, and Destiny says her delusional ass. Y'all, Tisha was so dramatic, and I'm sorry, I did laugh.
She was drunk also. Thanks for driving drunk on camera, dumb bitch. What are you doing? That bitch grabbed a whole open bottle to take with her that she had already been sipping and then got in the car and drove away. You stupid bitch. I'm saying it. You stupid bitch. And then for you to get that upset because somebody was talking about you behind your back, but they didn't say nothing that was, as James said, detrimental. She responded as if somebody talked about her mama or her auntie,
right,
or a dead family member. Like, her response did not match what was happening at all. Tisha is a scary bitch that never had her ass whooped correctly because she runs out of a room anytime she realizes that she don't have an argument or she's trying to make a scene just so that she can feel like she's giving something on the show. But this was stupid. This was genuinely stupid. And then Destiny. I'm not arguing with nobody at my open house. As soon as Tisha started to act a fool, can you please leave? This is my business and we're not in a good space, but you can go. Go back to wherever the fuck you came from, bitch. I'm here on business trying to sell a house. You're here on bullshit trying to make a scene. Nobody gets that mad from somebody talking about them behind their back. And for Tisha to do it, it's like the audacity because she the main bitch on the cast for 11 seasons that talks about people behind their back. Literally. So I can't understand why she's responding like this to Destiny, but was calmer in her responses to Martell, who actually did say some off the wall shit. So I'll never understand. In my opinion, the fans of Letitia Scott are just as delusional as she is. I'm sorry, because right is right and wrong is wrong. And all this lady do is talk shit. But then if the things that she does to other people happens to her, she runs. She runs faster than a feral cat seeing a human. She's gone.
Because she drove that Mercedes about
I ain't never seen a car start and be moved into drive and down the street so fast.
I'm trying to tell you. Where I thought that same thing. I was like,
in Oakland, California, bitches that move like Tisha, we call them scary. Because you are scary. Because she has the biggest things to say about everybody else, but is so sensitive about anything that anybody does to her, whether it's talking about her behind her back, holding her accountable. She's so fucking sensitive. And she don't know how to mind her business. That's why she's always sticking her name and nose into the men's business and they beefs and stuff. Like, I just cannot with Tisha.
Yeah.
With them matted ass boho braids. Girl, go home and put some conditioner through them shits.
Yeah, Kiki and Tisha looked alike, weren't they? They are first cousins. They do look alike. I remember, I don't know who said it. They were at an event and Kiki had walked in and they thought it was Tisha because it looked just like her. As I said, that daughter really looks like Tisha and I can see a little bit of Kiki in her. I can. It's in the eyes. It really is. I'm not smoking. Kevin Reynolds, leave me alone. I'm not smoking nothing. I said what I said. They look alike to me, okay? Damn. Like, if it make you feel better, yeah, Tisha looked like Wanda, and Wanda looked like Tisha, and Wanda looked like Kiki. Kiki looked like Wanda. That daughter looked like all three of them. There you go.
That's really not good, but we're gonna pray she.
She's got
We're gonna
cuter
pray
features.
she
That's all.
continue to look like she do now. And because if
Yes.
she ages like Wanda, my God.
Just don't put no spritz in your hair, baby. You'll be all right. Destiny is going to be forced to endure Tisha zigzag and stay on the show. Her allies are Martell and Miss Nell. Now, if they bring a friend of Destiny's on the show,
That's
or if
what
they
they
bring
need
back,
to do because she has a storyline and now she's sharing her career. And I
yeah,
don't like Destiny, but she at least has what's needed to keep a show going and to provide a storyline. The rest of them, they don't. Like the Scott should be kicked off the show if this house or something is not finished in the next year.
mhm, absolutely. Tisha want people to be like Doritos, say yes to everything. I don't. I say don't go against me. Come to me and tell me everything, and then I'm gonna get an attitude when you don't come to me and tell me. So yeah, yeah, that's exactly how it's very high school. It's very high school. It's very you want to be queen bee and you want everyone else to be the minions around you. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Is it me or is Tisa Face not moving at the end of the scene where she was getting upset? She was putting that Botox on her. I don't know. I have to look at that scene again. I don't want to because it was exhausting watching that. But I don't think she's done anything to her face. At least not to my knowledge. Was she trying to cry, or did everyone else see tears come? No, Tisha was trying not. She was definitely trying not to cry. Like you could tell she was that heated. She looked like one of those people that when she gets so angry, she cries. She does give me that
I don't
energy,
think
and she
she
was
was
trying
that
not to.
mad. I think that lady was putting on, and I think this was bullshit for the camera. Nobody gets that mad just because somebody that they're not cool with is talking about them behind their back. Nobody gets that mad. That lady was full of shit. I think that she was pretending to be that upset. I don't buy half of what she says. And if she actually was upset, I think it goes back to whatever, I think it was Pacino Rules or Kevin Reynolds said. She just wants people to be yes men to her and to be on her side. If she got beef with you, then her friends got to have beef with you too.
Yep.
Which, like James said, that's childish and high schoolish. But there's a lot that's happened on this show that I feel like the reaction she had just now, she should have had. So the fact that she's having that reaction to something so much smaller is stupid.
I
It's
agree.
stupid. And I hope they stop doing the BS. Stop letting Carlos host these reunions. Get someone unbiased and partial to host the reunion so that they could call Tisha out on the bullshit. Egypt, leave HGTV and come back because you actually did a good job when you hosted the reunions for this show earlier on. Because
She beat me
Carlos does
to it.
not know what the fuck he is doing. He's a terrible reunion host. He needs to stay behind the camera, and the only time he should be in front of a camera is on his podcast if he's interviewing somebody. Because it doesn't make sense. And yes, Shani, my discernment is very, very good about 99% of the time. It just did not feel genuine, especially if you're taking an open bottle with you. You so mad you bringing the bottle? Okay, Tisha.
Yeah. Okay. My thing is this. I agree. You actually took the words right out of my mouth because Egypt, that's what Egypt did. If y'all go back and watch season 1 reunion of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Egypt held everybody's feet to the fire and called out
Especially
everything.
Kiowa. Especially
Yes.
Kiowa. That's what made me like, this is one of, across any network I've seen, Egypt has done one of the best jobs
Yes.
at reunions. She was so fucking fair. Everybody got it.
Everybody got it.
And she
Carlos,
did
I
it in a
know.
way where the cast couldn't even get mad at her or storm
Hmm.
off the stage or feel away. Everybody got it. Now Carlos is here, and these niggas is getting shortcuts.
Carlos, here's the thing. Carlos, look, I know Egypt is not in the budget, but pay her what she need to because Egypt will save the reunion for you. I'm sure she will. I know Carlos is hosting it. They already filmed the reunion. They're already done with it. But Carlos, hire Egypt. I know she costs a lot of money, and
He wants
to
that
her
money to come to
benefit,
himself. He
well,
ain't
that's
trying to
okay. But
pay
to
his
her benefit,
cast or his crew. These people underpaid.
who's an Indian? Okay, Kevin Reynolds. Wait a minute, Kevin Reynolds.
How do we get there?
Wait, yeah. Wait a minute, Kevin
Nobody's
Reynolds.
supposed to be here. How we get there?
Okay, that's very strong. I almost listen. I wasn't supposed to put that on my screen, Kevin. You gonna get me banned? Damn. But yes, no, I do. I do feel like he needs to get a host. And to me, on own, out of all the hosts I've seen for the reunion, Egypt was the best one. I'm sorry, she was. And I'm not just saying that because I love Egypt. Yeah, I do. I love Egypt Sherrod. I really do. I would love to work with her one day. But as far as hosting, she did the best job. She did. Across any show, she did the best job. I started really watching the show, that one reunion where they all were in black and Mel had told Corntel she could remember who went down on her, something like, oh, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. That was a crazy reunion. But that was it, y'all. That was on Marriage Huntsville. Me and Mrs. Best both got to go. But we want y'all to like the video, comment on the channel, subscribe if you're not subscribed to me. Shout out to my replay gang. Sorry I couldn't make the live, but that's okay. There's always next time. My next live will be tomorrow, Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then also we'll be on Mrs. Best channel for Real Housewives of Rhode Island, 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. Am I missing anything?
No.
Okay. All right. So yes. So yes, we'll be on her channel tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys later. Have a good one, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.